the GTRS S801 Intelligent guitar is way smarter than I ever thought it was. Hey everybody, welcome to my Pink Room of Doom. My name is Jonathan. Hope you're doing well today. Please make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell notification, all that kind of good YouTube stuff. Check links in the description. I've got the link to the GTRS website. It's not affiliate, nothing like that. Just helping you with some resources in case you are interested in any of this stuff. I've got my merch store down there. You can buy this shirt, or you can buy one with my new logo on it, whatever. Check it out. Help support the channel that way if you feel like it. I'm also making this to try to help people, okay, as a guide, because a lot of this stuff is not readily available on the internet, at least where I could find it. I had to figure out a lot of this stuff on my own. So I'm going to leave some timestamps down there in the description as well, so you can kind of jump around the video as need be. I've made 2 videos on this guitar as it is now. You know, the initial one that was sponsored where they sent it to me, and I reviewed it as it is, you know, all that kind of stuff. Great guitar, right? Second video I made was exploring the app a little bit, talking about how you can change the pickups, right? So go check that out, because you can make an infinite number of combinations. I mean, the possibilities are endless. It's not really infinite, but it feels like it. You get option paralysis trying to say, how do I want to set this up? And you can turn it on and off, blah, 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 blah. Crazy. I don't want that to go dark. So, I just wanted to talk about some other things that I figured out about this guitar that make it that much better. And I want to try to cover it as in-depth as I can. So like I said, timestamps in the description, jump around as need be. So, we have the guitar. I'm using the optional foot pedal that they sent me. These are great. I highly recommend getting one. And then obviously the app. I have it on my iPad here just so it's easier to see. So, actually, you know what? First and foremost, I want to point this out. So, the super switch here, when you turn it on, you might see a bunch of different colors. And if you push through it, you'll probably notice about 4 colors come up. I think it's orange, green, purple, and blue. Mine only has blue and purple. So if I hit it again, it goes back to blue. Why am I pointing that out? Because that's an important part of what I'm going to talk about. The super switch doesn't just act as swapping through your 4 different presets like this does. You can have the super switch operate as something completely different, while this handles the switching between your 4 different sounds. So I want to talk about that first. So when you're on your main app here, right, your main screen of your app where you connect your guitar, you want to go to the wrench icon, and then you want to go to the gear icon, then you want to go to this global icon here, and you have a bunch of different options. The first one I want to talk about is the one that I was talking about with the super switch. So if you go to the very bottom one, super knob mode, you have 2 options. You have the tone capture, and you have the preset select. I think it's what that says. So by default, it's set at preset select, which, as you know, if you come up here to the drop-down menu where you have your 1B, 2B, 3B, or 1A, 2B, all that kind of stuff, you get what I'm saying. Your ABCD sets of presets. ABCD. 4 different colors, ABCD. It's set by that to default. If you go to the tone capture setting, that's where you get your blue and your purple setting. What that does essentially is it makes it so you can have the foot switch handling the preset selection, and this handling the pickup selection. Not replacing the switch, but how you set it up in the app. So let me explain that a little bit more. So when it's on the blue, that means it's off. Okay? So that means by default, the sounds that you're hearing is actually this humbucker. It's actually this in-between sound. It's actually this middle pickup. You know, all of that stuff. So there's no trickery going on. None of the technology is engaged. However, when you switch it to the purple setting, turn it on, whatever you went into the app and changed your pickup settings to, it's going to play those. So, excuse me, so you can switch between your presets on your different pickup settings. That is crazy, okay? Because I was just using this as the pickup, or the, I was just using this as the preset selection for the longest time. And then thinking, like, why do you even need this? That's why you need it, because you can do that. That is crazy. All right, so there's the first part. So for the second part here, there's another important part that it comes into play on this global tab But we're not going to get to that just yet. We're going to back out of this, which you can hit the GTRS logo up there, and you'll go back to this screen, okay? And to get to this screen from your main menu here where you connect and disconnect, just hit that wrench icon again, and it'll bring up your guitar. Okay, so this is the your guitar screen is what I'm going to call it. So, with these presets up here, you have your various clean, funk, hard rock, heavy metal, all that kind of stuff. Pretty much any tone you could possibly ask for. But let's say you like the tone of one, but you don't like the delay on it. Okay, so like you like the distortion, you like the overdrive, but you don't like the delay on it. What you can do, as an example, let's just say like the Spaces one. Okay, if you just kind of, it's got like all of this, kind of delay and all this other kind of effects on it. So let's just say I like the clean tone, but I don't really care for all the effects. So what you can do is you can select it. You don't even have to select a specific one, but select it, go to the Your Guitar screen here, click on the super knob, and it brings up this whole entire menu here where you can edit pretty much anything you want on any tone you want. Okay, so you can edit your OD, your overdrive pedal, or your boost, add a fuzz to it, stuff like that. You can change your amp, you can change your cab, your dynamics, your reverb, your delay. You can add an EQ to it. Modulation was the other one. All of that. You can change it by going to do that. I didn't know that until recently. Okay, with this cloud icon up here, there are patches that people make, or presets or whatever, that people make and upload to that, and you can download them. But that got me thinking, like, how do people do that? That's how they do it. Because then you can turn around and save it. So if you click the little floppy disk up there, yes, kids, that's called a floppy disk. They printed the save icon for real. I'm kidding. But no, so the save icon, you click that, and then it'll come up and it'll say, what do you want to call it, and then which number and letter combination do you want to set it to. So if you're making like a 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D set, you would just pick, 3A, 3D, but whatever you want it to be, and then click, I think it says save down there at the bottom. So like if you want it to be 3B, hit OK, and then it saves it. So I don't want to save that right now, but that's how you do that. So already, in combination with being able to have those presets readily available on this, change your pickup combinations here using the switch here, and being able to edit them within the app so your presets are good and they'll sound good with either pickup combination. That's already a lot to do, but that is just some infinite tone shaping that you can do there. I mean, the possibilities are endless because you can tweak everything. I mean, like you can even adjust the EQ and stuff on the pickups when you're changing. I mean, it's crazy amount of stuff to do on here. Like I said, this is just serving as a guide to get you into it and explore it yourself. Third thing, super important for when you go to record, okay, or when you go to play it. So we're on here, hit the GTRS thing, go back to the Your Guitar page, click on the gear down there again, go back to the global tab, output mode, okay, super duper important. So a lot of us like to use amp sims, or at least I do. Okay, if you're unfamiliar with what amp sims are, they're simulations of amps that you can download and run into an interface, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of amp sims need something called IRs, or impulse responses. You can run your settings in here into an interface and record the sounds out of here, because they sound really good, right? So you have an amp sim built into here. You can run those out into your interface and record it that way. So you just plug and play, essentially. If you have everything set up right, it's literally plug and play. It's crazy. But you have to be careful. So what's going on here? So let's say I go to one of my presets here. We'll turn on one of the distortion presets, which is A, right? For me, 9A. You see the three modes here. You have headphones, power amp, and then interface/mixer. Really, really important. So headphones, what does that mean? That means that you can literally take headphones and plug it into your output jack, put headphones on, whatever sounds are in here, you're playing it. I know we've all done it before. We've all tried to plug a pair of headphones into the output of our guitar and think, oh, maybe I can hear the pickups, and that never goes well, right? It's a reality, because all of this it's built in. This is literally, you take it to go and you can plug it into anything. It's got a speaker just about and play through it. It's crazy. But if you have the headphone option selected while you go into an interface and you're running IRs, if you're familiar with that, you know what's going to happen. It's going to sound like dog shit. So that's what I'm going to do now. I've got, it's good. So I've got my thing there now, and I've got IRs loaded up. So here we go. It sounds really muffled. Excuse me playing. I mean, you can see I'm in a weird position here, but it just does not sound good. And that's because you essentially have competing IRs. So what you need to do, if you switch the power amp, you're going to essentially turn off the cab simulation here, and you'll keep it over here. I'm going to show you the comparison really quick. Okay, so what I've done here, when you select power amp, this is going to turn off the cab simulation in the app, but keep the amp sim running. But then I went to my DAW, and I turned off the IRs over there. So essentially what's running now is just the amp simulator, which if you open one in your DAW, it sounds something like this without an IR. Sounds even worse than the headphone thing, right? That's what happens if you don't run IRs. So now what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go turn on the IRs in my DAW. Okay, so now I have the power amp selected there. Nothing's changed. Cab simulation is still off. I just put on the IRs over here, which is replacing the cab simulation there. So now you get this. I'm playing in a weird position, but you get what I'm saying. It sounds much, much better. So that right there, I mean, immediately that's clicking with you. You can turn off the cab simulation in the app and run your own IRs using the amp sims from here. Again, that gives you a whole myriad of different amp sims to choose here. And you can download more amp sims and more IR cabinet simulators in here. There's a whole little, that's what that cloud icon up there is for. So that alone makes that a great studio tool because it sounds really, really good. I mean, you just heard the little snippets there. It sounds really, really good. And I have other presets here too. So like, you got like, this is my clean preset, right? Again, power amp still selected, running through the external cab IRs. Here's like a crunchy sound. I mean, and then here's like a distorted sound with some delay. Just for fun. Again, just real simple stuff just to show you just I'm in a weird playing position. But that is crazy. When I figured all this out and kind of connected the dots with it, it made this thing just that much more of a absolute studio powerhouse. And then the interface mixer setting there is for if you're plugging straight into an interface and you just want to capture the sounds from here with the cab simulation, all that kind of stuff. Again, you can manually go in and turn it off if you wanted to in the setting where you click on the super knob on the Your Guitar screen. You can do that, but again, this is just so much easier to go hit power amp and just do it this way. And then last but not least, I just want to talk about the change the super switch there, kind of put it into action here. So I'm back on the power amp section, so I'm going to be using the external IRs for, there you go, for the remainder of the video. So you can tell like with, let's go to my clean sound because you'll hear it better. In the second position, so where it's this single coil and then one of the coils from the humbucker, so second position, that's what I call that position. Just plain whatever. You notice it's blue. That means that the switch is off, essentially. Pretty standard, humbucker, single coil, in between kind of sound. When I engage it, I have that position set as a piezo. So then you get this sound. A fairly nice piezo sound, if I do say so myself. I've even got like a 60 Strat up here, so it's a little more spanky compared to the regular one, which is a little darker in my opinion, but you know, so there is a bit of a noticeable difference there. I don't remember what I got in the 4th position. I think the middle position is another 60s one, and then I have a it's either the Schecter pickup or they have like a Mark Holcomb kind of signature thing in the bridge there. So if you go back to your distortion, not that big of a difference to me, honestly. Maybe a little bit of a difference, but point is that's how you would utilize that. And again, all of that works in unison with switching the presets here, changing the sound of your pickups here, editing them here, applying them into your interface, all of that. This is probably the last video I'm going to make on this because I don't think it goes any deeper than this. If it does, wow. This is an amazing guitar. It's an amazing tool to have in the studio. Absolutely incredible. I mean, while I'm on the topic of it, you go here to like the this little thing down here. You can see this is where it brings up essentially this, right? So if you hit these two together, it'll go. You see it switches to 0A. Hit it again, it goes to 1A, and you hit these two, it goes. So it's a page up, page down. If you hit these middle buttons, it'll put you into looper mode, and that's how you access your looper on the pedal. I don't think that there's a way. Yeah, there's a metronome there. I mean, that's why I said get this, because it really is just, it makes it that much better to. I just wanted to cover that really quick. The drums here, you know, you have your little drum machine. You can change your tempo. You got all kind of different beats. There's a tuner built in, which, I mean, we know what a tuner does. Like I said, I covered some of that, but I got it to work this time. I don't think it wouldn't work in the last video. Again, just in conclusion, really quickly, because I'm rambling at this point. This is an amazing guitar. Again, this is I'm not being paid to say this. This is my actual real experience with this after months down the line of having it and exploring it. It's a fantastic guitar. So, again, links in the description. You can go check it out. Again, I'm not making any money if you happen to buy one or check one out, but I highly recommend at least trying to play one. You might even find one at Guitar Center used. I've seen them on there before. Definitely pick one up. It's great. So thank you guys so much. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell notification, all that kind of good stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next one.